Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dr. Sean, the physical therapy application coach, with an awesome pre-PT interview, not pre-PT, SPT interview with Maryam, who is currently in paradise right now.
I'm packing, so I'd rather be on the beach, and I'm gonna be in the beach soon, hopefully.
Well,
So
that's awesome. So tell people where you're going to the beach and why.
So I got accepted to University of Santa Augustine, the Miami location.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna be close to the beach.
Awesome.
And I'm really excited about that. So currently I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's gonna be a kind of a big change. I love warm weather. So that's one more thing to be excited about.
So Charlotte is still warm. Yeah, still pretty hot and humid, but it's not like Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Gotcha. I even like the humidity there.
Do you? You like it better?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Maryam, let's go ahead and tell people a little bit about you, where you're from, and kind of how this whole journey started with you deciding to become a physical therapist.
Yeah, so we moved to United States 8 years ago. So I didn't know much English. So I went to the college, get some English classes. Then I went to the university, got my bachelor in 2019. So I actually decided to apply to physical therapy last year of my bachelor. I wasn't sure what I want to do, but the more I got into it, and I had my best friend was a physical therapist, but I never thought I would do the same thing she did. But it just grew into me little by little. I just found myself that that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing. I wasn't expecting.
You weren't expecting it, right? And it just that comes for a
not
lot of people.
Yeah, it was an aha moment.
Yeah. It's just this kind of gradual, slow build that you're like, yeah, I could see myself doing this, and then eventually it's like, yeah, this is what I want to do, right? So that's awesome. Very cool. Anything else you want to share about your origins of deciding to become a physical therapist, or you feel like that kind of sums it up for you?
Yeah, so I'm really against pain medications or medicating people for long. So that's another point that I would love physical therapy, because we're approaching the problem with exercise and non-invasive.
Right.
So that's another reason.
Sure. Using the body's
if I
naturally
I didn't want to be a
processes.
physical therapy. Yeah, if I didn't want to do physical therapy, I would have been herbalist or something like that. That's what I would have been.
Maybe like a naturopath doctor or something. Yeah. No, I think that's another common thread is we especially in the US are so over medicated on so many different issues. It's what else could we do, right? Because medication rarely is a solution. It's a Band-Aid, right? It's well, if you take this the rest of your life, then you'll be okay. But there's a lot of other things that we can do, and that's not to knock medications. I'm super grateful that we have them, and there's definitely a time and a place when it's okay, this is it. This is the best treatment. But I do feel like overall there's way too much medication in our society, and we could be doing other things, more conservative interventions to try to help people. So that's cool that you want to kind of continue to spread that idea and that mindset through PT. So, Maryam, let's talk about when it came down to actually apply and you were in the process of applying. Where did you apply to? What did you think about the application process overall? And then we'll kind of get into how you found me, the physical therapy application coach. So start with the application process.
At the beginning, okay, I was really stressed. I didn't know what I'm doing. I even forgot who I was. I was all over the place. So, and then I was just YouTubing. I was so stressed. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. So I was first of all, I created my PTCAS account, and then I saw the essay form. I was I had no idea how to start this. So So I like YouTube, like Googled, and then I saw your video. I was like, oh, like I liked how you explained it, like about the essay, like your thoughts about it. I was like, oh, that is really good. And then I clicked on the link and then saw your website. And then from then I found your Instagram. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I got one of your packages.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that had like both for interview and essay, like I think it was the full package. I was like, I need like all the helps I could get.
I need the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you
So
used
that
all
really helped
those.
me.
And
Yeah.
where all did you apply to? Which programs?
Okay, I think I applied to 10, 10 places. I was like, some of them like one of them was like, why did I even apply there? I was so stressed. I was like, I'm not gonna get accepted anywhere. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was really stressed. But I applied to, I think I got accepted to 5. I didn't one actually. So I applied to High Point, and then I applied to Duke, but I didn't get accepted. But I applied to New England. That one was pretty far. And then
cold.
What else?
Not Miami.
No, it's two opposite
Complete
places.
opposite, yeah.
Yes, and then what else? I got Santa Augustine, of course, and then I don't know. I got Nova in Florida.
Nice.
And then I need a list. High Point, New England. Oh, Wingate in North Carolina. I got accepted there as well. So I got accepted to the New England. I didn't want to go there because it's too far. I got accepted at Wingate, High Point, and University of Santa Augustine. I got waitlisted at Nova and University of South Carolina.
Nice. Very good. Solid. So you stayed, you went with a lot of local programs, but you also went with some out of state. Nice.
Yeah, I usually like try to mainly I was looking at North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. At the New England, I just put it just in case.
Just because. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's so awesome, Maryam. Congratulations on your, having lots of different
Thank
options and being able to go where you wanted, which was to Florida, right? So I think that's super exciting for you. How do you feel like physical therapy application coach made a difference in your application?
So as I said, I was really stressed out. I was so disappointed in myself. Every time I had my video call or every time you helped me, you always tell me to push, you can do it. It was I was I was really appreciative for that because I was I didn't know what I'm doing. And you always you were really patient with me. You always helped me, and that made me feel better instead thinking that I can do it, I can get accepted.
Well, and
I really appreciate that.
Hey, you're welcome. Because I really believe that, right? I believe that if you are someone who's done your part to get into school, that there is a program for everybody. And it's just a matter of matching the applicant with the different programs that fit their profile. And you did a good job with that. And yes, there were some bumps and bruises along the way to be we gotta work on these supplemental essays. I remember that call. You're like, I've got 15 supplemental essays and they're due tomorrow or 3 days from now. And I was like, whoa, but we figured it out, right? We found a way to get it done. And I think now you can look back on that stressed out Maryam and say it's gonna be okay, right? I wish I could go back and tell you it's gonna be all right. But I knew deep down with all the different things that you had going into your application, it was just a matter of putting those things into words on your essays and being able to help you synthesize those things in your interviews, right? Because you have this very lively, friendly personality, and it's we just got to get her an interview, and she'll be fine. Just got to get her an interview. And so it worked. It worked out just fine. So would you recommend other people using this service? And if so, why?
Yeah, it was like, it's like putting a puzzle together. I couldn't do it by myself because I couldn't see where each like pieces go, like each piece go. But you did, like, you helped me to like put everything together. It was like that was the big help because I didn't know what I'm doing. I was like um lost completely.
Yeah. But now you
I
found
really,
your home
yeah.
at the beach.
I found myself and my home.
Yes. No, I think that's a big factor too, is like remembering that you are a worthwhile like human being and applicant, right? Like, because during the application, you're just always thinking about your faults and like what you don't, like what's not good enough about you, and different things like that. And it's kind of like a self-destructive time because you're like, you're being
Yeah,
asked to
you
present
always kept
your
telling
best
me
self.
to.
Yeah.
Yes, I always started with bad things. I had this and that. You said, no, stop doing that.
Gotta stop. Yeah.
You always told me like, yeah.
Gotta lead with your strengths, right? Lead with what you're gonna bring to the program. And I think like you said, you were able to rediscover those things about yourself, which helped give you confidence. And then it also gave you confidence that like, yeah, I can do this. I deserve to get into PT school. And that's what it's all about. It's just breaking these self-destructive tendencies that we have as applicants, because it is hard and it is scary and you feel vulnerable. Like getting, like, the fear of rejection is extremely real. It's a very real thing. So to have an opportunity to work with someone like you and to have an awesome experience where you got into, almost half the programs you applied to is super exciting. And I can't wait to see what your future has to hold. So Maryam, looking forward to the future. If you were going to give one piece of advice to pre-PTs who are applying either this cycle or years to come, someone's watching this on YouTube in like 2030 or something, I don't know. What would you say to them?
That the stress is totally, like, I thought that I'm going crazy. That I was the only one, like I was losing it, but it's gonna be okay. It's like pandemic, even if it was huge, it just passed. Like, it's going slowly, but it's gonna go. But just have the hope for the future.
Right. I think that's good. So this too shall pass, basically, right? Like, hang in there, get through it, do the best you can. But this is a small season.
I know it's so cliche, but I experienced it really, like, vividly, that's the only thing. But it was really hard. I mean, like, I was overwhelmed. I was like, I felt like under pressure. I was like, I had all the bad feelings together, but I came out of it, and that's the main thing.
Right. And that's for your confidence going forward. Like, I also look at this class of people who got accepted. Like, no one will ever be able to take away the fact that you got accepted to PT school in the middle of the pandemic, right? Like, it's a part of history, that you persevered. You could have very easily been like, no, I'm too scared. I don't want to do this right now. And you could have given up, right? And there were some people who did that. And if that's what they decided was the best thing for them, that's totally fine. But I really admire applicants who said, you know what, I'm going to go forward in faith and I'm going to trust that everything's going to be okay. And now they're in PT school, right? And they get a year jump on those who decided to hold back. But props to you, Maryam. And I think that's a great piece of advice, is just hold on, and you're going to make it through this, and just keep reminding yourself that. And that'll help you tremendously. I like that piece of advice a lot. Okay. Well, Maryam, thank you again. We'll have to have another interview sometime when you're down at the real beach in Miami. Out there soaking up the sun and the humidity in South Florida.
Yeah.
So, thank you again. Please, if you are a part of the Physical Therapy Application Coach family for life. So if you need anything, don't forget about all those resources that are into your bundle package that help you transition from being a pre-PT to an SPT. So you can make a smooth transition into that. those are super valuable. And
Yes.
I know a lot of people are like, I'm done with applying. I don't want to think about that stuff anymore, but those resources are still in there. So definitely take a look at those and they'll help you
Yeah.
out tremendously.